here it is, Bethesda's next big open world FPS game, brought you by id Software, the guys that brought us Doom. And yes, get this guys, they're collaborating with none other than Avalanche Studios, who of course brought us the Just Cause franchise. They're experts at the open world game genre. So this is huge news. This is insanely exciting. So we've got a lot to talk about with this new gameplay trailer. Yes, what you are seeing here is in-game assets, a lot of gameplay going on. We did previously get to see, the teaser trailer beforehand, which showed off more live-action cinematic stuff. But finally, yes, we're getting to see this brand new gameplay here. Yes, Mutant Bash TV returns. So that is going to be really cool. Plus, also, the website also dropped some brand new details we're going to be going over as well as the actual Rage YouTube video itself, which had a really cool description. We're going to start there and describe what the game actually is. Some of you don't even know what Rage is. Well, Rage, of course, released 8 years ago. That is insane. It came out in 2010. And some people loved the game, some people didn't like it. It got kind of mixed reactions, but, I always thought, man, if they expanded this gaming franchise, it could be huge, and it looks like they're going for it. It looks like it's going to be high-octane action for sure. Man, look at this action. There's a bunch of powers as well that we're seeing on Showcase, which we're going to be talking about in just a moment. So let's get to that right now. So this is what the official description goes on to say about Rage 2. It says, in Rage 2, you'll dive headfirst into a dystopian world devoid of society, law, and order. You can go anywhere, shoot anything, and explode everything. The game brings together two studio powerhouses, again, that's Avalanche Studios, masters of open world mayhem, and id Software, gods of the first-person shooter, to deliver a carnival of carnage. That's an appropriate description. Now, the year is 2185. Humanity's numbers are dwindling. Ruthless and bloodthirsty gangs roam the open roads, and the tyrannical authority seek to rule who remains with an iron fist. You are Walker, the last ranger of the wasteland, robbed of your home and left for dead. You'll tear across an unforgiving wasteland, battling bloodthirsty gangs to find the tools and tech needed to take the fight to the authority and crush their oppressive rule once and for all. It goes on to say, stay tuned for more information about Rage 2. And actually, there is more information about Rage 2. Let's go ahead and take a look at the website details here right now. So yeah, they said that you, again, are going to be the last ranger. You're going to be bringing the pain using a collection of upgradable weapons, devastating nanotrite powers, and overdrive, the ability to push your guns beyond their mechanical limits. So there's going to be some sort of ability set that you will be able to mess around with, and ability tree. So that is really cool to know. And it looks like there's going to be some sort of progression system as well. Also, there's going to be a lot of focus again on car combat. So that's really cool also to learn as well. Car combat was a big focus in the first game, but this time you're going to be getting monster trucks to gyrocopters, and you'll be able to use an assortment of rugged and wasteland-ready vehicles to speed across the Badlands. So basically the rule is, if you see it, you can hop in and drive it. And you may remember that the first Rage actually had some really cool systems with it as well, where you can actually upgrade your vehicles in a way. So moving on, they do mention that we will be getting factions and foes. So we did get to see in the trailer a wide assortment of factions, and I'll be breaking down the trailer shot for shot here in just a moment. But I did want to get over some of the really important stuff, because it sounds like factions and friendships and stuff like that are going to be super important to Rage 2. And again, this game is going to be a lot more action-oriented from what you can obviously see than, even Fallout 4. Because Fallout 4 is very much more of an RPG. You know, you have dialogue options and stuff like that. Not to say that Rage 2 won't have dialogue options, of course. That has not yet been confirmed or anything like that. But you can obviously tell they're still going after the Rage 1 fill for sure. So they say this about factions. Fight against ferocious factions for control of the wasteland, each featuring a rogues gallery of madmen, mutants, and monsters hungry for blood. And we'll be talking about more about those in just a moment. Now, they did also speak about the actual open world a little bit on their website. They say seamlessly traverse a vast and varied landscape from lush jungles and treacherous swamps to sun-scorched deserts in your pursuit of the authority. The wasteland is massive, and you've got the arsenal to fight for every inch. Now, what's really key about this one is they use the word seamlessly in this one, seamlessly traverse. Now, I've been playing a lot of Rage 1 lately in my streams on Facebook, which, by the way, check out my streams at facebook.com/openworldvideogames. Please check that out. I'll include that in the description below. We're having a blast. I stream 4 hours a day over there, so join us. But anyway, when I mentioned seamlessly, Rage 1 was not seamless with its semi-open world, I guess you would call it. You still had to load into areas into that game, so there were loading screens. This time it sounds like it's going to be all seamless. Don't have to really worry about loading screens, which is nice to hear. Also, yeah, you'll notice that Mutant Bash TV is back. We'll talk about that in just a moment. That was one of my favorite things about the first Rage game. So let's break this down one frame at a time. Yes, we have mutants. They are huge. Man, they are absolutely massive this time around. And you can see id Software is back at it again with their design. You can see a lot of the Doom influence for sure. And we've got explosive barrels. This seems like some sort of more high-tech weapon here as well. Perhaps we will be seeing a lot of energy weapons too. And it looks like, yeah, they talked about a meteor hitting the planet. That's what's basically has caused all this devastation, if you did not know. We've got some sort of really cool satellite facility here. Looks like it could belong to the Authority. They're really the tech-heavy group of the Rage franchise. Moving on. Look at that. That looks gorgeous. You can see how the struggle is very real in this wasteland. And again, this world is absolutely stunning. We do get to see some nighttime shots. So I'm going to go out on a limb and just say that this game would have a day and night cycle. It appears in the distance there's some sort of city as well. Perhaps we'll see the recreation of the Undead City. Or I think this may be an entirely new realized world here. Which would be quite appropriate considering it is, of course, a sequel. And we've got some baseball going on here with the mutants. I think melee weapons will be a lot more of a focus in this one because we did get to see katanas and stuff like that in the initial cinematic trailer. And then, yes, the wing stick will be returning as well. We'll see actual gameplay of that in just a moment too. And some of you may see this shot and go, oh, maybe there's 4-player co-op. There's no confirmation of any kind about multiplayer just yet. But I would expect this one, just to be honest with you, to be more single-player focused. That's what, you know, both Avalanche Studios and id Software, they're basically experts with that. But I will let you guys know if there's any type of co-op or multiplayer. Let me know if you guys want to see that. You can see how cool some of these mutants are and some of these factions. They're really decked out with, you know, horns and a lot of different environmental artifacts, I guess you could say. But yes, forests are going to be a big part of this one. This was kind of lacking in the first Rage. It was a lot of desert. We didn't get any forest or swampy environments too much. So it's really cool to see this type of variety in Rage 2. And again, another look at another mutant faction. So there's going to be a wide variety of enemy types. This was something that was really bragged about in the first Rage, was the AI, and I really hope they stay in tune to that. Seems like they are. Here's a nighttime shot in the spooky forest here. As you can see, the foliage is still going. Even though a big meteor did hit the planet, it looks like there's still some life on the planet. Perhaps the wasteland is giving birth to life once again. And some car combat here. Car combat and upgrading your vehicle and getting out there in the wasteland is going to be a big part of this game. You can see some like weather systems on the vehicle, it looks like here. So I'm curious to see if this is actually a gameplay mechanic. We will have to find out. But it looks like heads are popping off and mutants are getting smashed. Again, you can see the size of some of these mutants. They look absolutely threatening. Some of that Doom influence is definitely present in some of these shots. And here are some more undead mutant creatures that have technology, attached to their bodies. Something is going on here. Definitely some freakish scientific work happening here. Here's another shot of them. This looks like almost like the Authority got their hands on some sort of mutants or zombie creatures. And another beautiful shot of the nighttime. They weren't really shy in the trailer to show off the variety of day and nighttime settings. You can see there's something in the center of the screen here. Perhaps one of those fast-moving lurker-type mutants that will come right at you at like 200 miles per hour. I don't know if this will be a minigame or not with the baseball or something like that. I will see if they actually incorporate that into the game. I'm not going to read into that too much, but maybe you'll run into mutants goofing off and playing around. That would be very cool. But you can see how big this guy is right here. He almost looks like a gorilla-influenced mutant. Maybe it's a gorilla that has mutated or something like that due to radiation. Who knows? But he looks badass. And this is really cool. This is like some sort of faction or something like that that is surviving here in the forest. It looks like they are very familiar with fighting the war. Maybe there's some sort of resistance or something like that, but they definitely look like military, and they are injured and surviving in the forest. Some sort of electrified mutant. I don't know what that was. Oh, but this is one of my favorite parts in the trailer. Mutant Bash TV is back. So expect some sort of arena where you are entertaining an audience in front of cameras. And there should be several phases to this one. So as you go through each arena, it's going to get crazier and crazier. And I would expect to be returning here, placing bets, earning money, and upgrading weapons through this area. Would be really neat, honestly, if they had like a horde mode for Mutant Bash TV. Again, I will let you guys know if they have anything beyond single player. You can see how crazy that is going to be. Here's another look at one of our factions. He kind of actually looks familiar. We did see a similar enemy in Rage 1. Another look at yet another faction, familiar weapon there as well. So it looks like some of the weapons may actually be making it into from Rage 1 into this one. Fireballs are going, so it looks like you're going to be facing off against enemies that know how to throw some fireballs around here. Perhaps some sort of grenade that could be tossed around the world, Molotov, or something like that. Oh yeah, here's the mech, guys. So there's going to be some sort of mech in this game. It would be very cool if you as a player can control this. But again, the website said if you see it, you can hop into it. So I would expect to be able to actually hop into a mech-like, vehicle. And then also you see some of the car combat here. Hopefully we get races. That was a big part of the first Rage. This looks absolutely insane here. You would most likely be able to attach miniguns, rocket launchers, and the like to your vehicle. Remember, Rage 1 did actually have car combat in its multiplayer. So again, we'll see if that actually happens with Rage 2. And this is also a really cool shot. You can actually see how colorful this game is as well, even compared to the first Rage game. So there is still some foliage going on here as you explore the world. And yeah, we did get to see, there's the wing stick, but let me rewind that really fast. We get to see him activate a power here. Boom, right there. So there is going to be some sort of powers that you will actually be able to unlock in the game that has been confirmed, and then you will be able to overdrive your weapons as well. So it looks like there's abilities for yourself and then also your weapons. But here we get to see some of the interiors, some of the lighting going on. We've got purples. It's a very colorful game. It definitely has that Mad Max vibe. And some stunts, you know, Avalanche Studios is involved with this one. You may remember the crazy stuff you could do in Just Cause, and Just Cause, you know, as a franchise was just absolutely insane. So I'd expect some of that to actually carry over into Rage 2. Yes, it's a wide open world. They really do brag about that in the trailer here. I mean, it just looks stunning. So here's some melee combat. I'm not too sure if you're going to be really getting enthralled into the melee combat as much as, you know, other games. But again, going back to that initial trailer here, they showed off a bunch of melee weapons. They showed off that katana again. So I am expecting melee weapons to be a bigger part of this game than even the first one. Look at this guy. So even though we did get to see, you know, bigger mechs at the beginning of this gameplay demonstration and trailer, and then also that gorilla-like mech, there's still other huge types of mutants roaming around the wasteland. This is yet again another variation of that, and it looks like it's missing its arms, and it looks like it has some sort of tech on it as well. So you can see how some of these factions have outfitted these monsters, these creatures, with their own tech. And yes, rocket launchers will be a big part of the game. Expect guns to be absolutely a huge focus of Rage 2 as you upgrade your arsenal. Here's a look at this big effing gun. This looks insane. And you can see some of those powers going on there as well. He's doing some sort of double jump. So I'm actually curious to see if you exchange some of those powers out. Oh, look at this nighttime shot. I'm rewinding that one. I got to rewind that. Look at this beautiful nighttime shot here. And it looks like he's able to see through walls as well. So expect that to be another ability that you can use and perhaps upgrade. And then some sort of jump ability, and you could slam the ground. You'll be facing mechs, and then it seems like large hordes of enemies here. I was pretty shocked with the enemy count here on screen. But also you'll notice something. Yeah, go back to that one. A car actually goes straight through a lot of these enemies. So it looks like you'll be able to go on foot, of course, through the open world and kind of risk being around some of these cars, which may not be the best decision. You may want to remain in your vehicle at times. Again, some of these creatures are just absolutely amazing. And it looks like you're actually facing this faction here. And there's that electrified effect. We'll be finding out what you can do with that. Perhaps they will have various ammunition types, as we did get to see that in the first Rage. This looks like some sort of junkyard you'll be fighting in, and he's doing some sort of overdrive right here, going into some sort of mode. You can kind of tell by how the screen has been affected, but you could see just how beautiful the actual effects are. The smoke, the dust, and the colors have kind of intensified since he has activated that. And you can do some sort of slam move here on top of the mech as well. Go straight after that engine compartment and take it down. There it is, guys. It's coming out in 2019. Expected to be coming to, I believe it's PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Again, sometime in 2019. That's basically all we know so far about Rage 2. But stay tuned here to Open World Games for more details. I'll have all of that for you and break it all down. as we get near its release. I am so hyped for this one, and I can already tell everyone is getting more and more excited as we see more gameplay. Some people are like, we don't need another Rage. I am so hyped for this. We do need another Rage. You know, it's a very different game compared to even Fallout. It's definitely going to be more action-oriented, you know, and even, you know, going through the first Rage game, as you can see here, it was a ton of fun, and a lot of action was going on basically at all times, and just playing it has been a blast. You know, one thing also about the first Rage was that it had some really unique characters. That's something I absolutely adore about the game. They really captured some really cool characters as you explored the Wasteland. But guys, yeah, stay tuned here to Open World Games. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And also, remember, I'm doing daily live streams at facebook.com/openworldvideogames. We've been streaming Rage 1. We stream a bunch of other games as well. And we also play with you guys. So check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned here to Open World Games for more apocalyptic goodness. I will see you guys next time.